Creativity Cave. I'm Dina Rico, and I'm super excited to see you today. I hope that you are doing well. Sorry, oh, I see. My phone is being goofy, but there we go. Okay, I think that fixed it. My phone holder was on one of my volume buttons, and so it was kind of crazy. Welcome to today's live. I'm so excited to see you. I have some fun projects for you that I kind of put together, let's just say a little bit last minute. My sister's been here visiting, and then I am trying to get my act in gear because I'm going to go up to help my mom. She's moving into an assisted living apartment, which is a very good thing. But it's just, it's a process getting all the things. And I am, oops, hello, there we go. And I am trying to get my act in gear. My kids were here for Father's Day. Well, Carl was working, but my daughter and her boyfriend came over, and we had a lovely family dinner with my sister, which was just so nice. And we had just a nice little weekend. And oh my gosh. So my sister and I did yard work yesterday for a couple of hours, and it was pretty warm here, and I, I was so tired last night. And all of that was like right before I realized I was cooking dinner for, I mean, only 5 people, so not like a big, huge thing, but I could have probably just had a nap last night and would have been fine. I think I went to bed at like 9:30. And then this is really funny. So my sister doesn't have the channel that 1923 is on. And I think we discussed a while back, because I watched 1923 and was not very happy about it. Anyway, so my sister and I had discussed that show, and she hasn't seen it yet, the second season. And so we were watching the first 2 episodes last night, and she was like, "This is really dark." And then, as she often does, she was discussing the suspension of disbelief points. And I'm like, "This is where it breaks down. This is your problem." And I can't remember what it was that she had a problem with, but I was just like, "Oh my gosh." And then I remembered like how the show really is dark. So anyway, the second season, I thought the first season was a lot more fun. The second season was just like, ugh. I think it was the blizzard. She's like, "Why didn't they stay in town?" It was kind of funny. It made me crack up at her reactions to some of it. But anyway, I probably could have just gone to bed. Anyway, so today we had lunch at Carl's restaurant because he was working, and he gave us excellent service. And then she was gonna, well, actually, we were painting earlier. She wanted me to show her how to watercolor. So so this is so funny. I did the first project we did at our retreat. And she goes, "Well, like, what would you do with a very beginner?" I'm like, "This." And she's like, "Oh." It was a warm up. We swatched a little, and it was funny too because she's like, "Well, my swatches don't look like your swatches." And she's left-handed and I'm right-handed. So then we started doing all of her things backwards, and that seemed to help. So that was kind of another thing that sort of cracked me up. But it was fun to paint with her. I loved it, and she loved it. And we're working on a little project because her daughter, my niece, just got engaged. So that was kind of fun that we're going to make her a special card. So I'm excited about that. It is so wonderful to see where all of you guys are from. Please say hi and where you are watching from. I love seeing all the places where you're coming from, which is just so fun. Thank you, Wendy. She said to remember to like and share. I really appreciate that. It really does help out a lot with the YouTube. They love it when you like and share my videos, so I appreciate the help with that. I had to laugh. I don't remember what we were saying. We said something, and she said it in such a Minnesotan accent, and it really cracked me up. I don't think she really has a big Minnesota accent, nor do I. But every once in a while there will be like a long O. Um, and then whenever she says something like that, I'm always like, "Don't you know?" Gosh, what did she say? Because she obviously lives in Minnesota. I think it's more pronounced if you live out in northern Minnesota myself, but it kind of cracks me up. Joan, I know you're from Minnesota. Do you think you have a Minnesotan accent? I'm sure I've told the story before, but when I was a teacher in California, I would say, "Take out your notes," and I'd say it just like that. And my students would be like, "Take out your notes." And I'm like, "That is not how I talk." But I think they enjoyed giving me grief. I just realized I haven't put my Stampin' Lips on, and so everything's all goofy. Joan, you've been told you do. I When I was growing up, I always giggled because my grandma had different words for things. Like she called the couch a Davenport. Um, and what else did she have? That was for sure one. Oh, what were the other things she would say? They always cracked me up. Oh, gosh, of course, my brain is just blank with the little sayings she had, but they were just so cute. Um, anyway, I'm giggling. Wendy, you're from Minnesota. Do you have a Minnesotan accent? Oh, bureau instead of dresser. That's a good one. Gosh, it's something like something kitcheny. She probably would say wash versus wash. I actually have a friend that does that. She's not much older than I am. That always cracks me up. Ooh, Mary says it's beautiful in Sugar Camp. Where's Sugar Camp? Cellar versus basement. Oh, that's a good one. And Willie, you're a good Midwest gal. Willie is from Iowa. Cellar versus basement. That might be kind of more of a farm thing, I think. Wendy said, it's funny when my employer who moved here from India 30 years ago now has a Minnesota accent. Oh my gosh, that's probably an interesting combo of an Indian in a Indian accent combined with a Minnesotan accent. My favorite is my friend Shelly. She grew up in the South, and like the deep South, and she has a deep Southern accent, but every once in a while she'll say "so," and it is very Minnesotan, and it cracks me up. I'm like, where did you get that from? Because I don't think she's ever lived in Minnesota. She's been to a lot of places, but not there to live. So that's kind of funny. Icebox versus refrigerator. That's a good one, Victoria. You guess so. Wendy guesses she has a accent. I always think it's funny. And the other thing that cracked me up is when the Pope became Pope just recently, I could for sure hear the Illinois accent in his voice when he spoke in English, which was really funny. I don't know if his Italian has a Illinois accent, but that Chicago accent is real, that's for sure. Oh, billfold versus wallet, water fountain versus bubbler. I think that's a Southern thing. Sack versus bag. I think people in Utah say bag different than other people. I know a lot of people in Utah, obviously, and they say like bag, bag. I say bag. I don't know. That's just a silly thing. The other thing that was really interesting when I was a teacher, I don't know how we just got on this long whole thing about accents and stuff, but I would say pop, which always sent my kids over the edge because in California you say soda. And I know in Texas, or maybe that's just also in the South, it's Coke. Would you like a Coke? What kind? I always thought that was kind of funny. And then another one was I would say cash machine. Now this is 20, 6 years ago, 27 years ago. Oh, I'm not that old. Um, and I would say cash machine, and they would say ATM. Where do you get your cash? From a cash machine. Where do you park your car? I would say a parking ramp, and they would say a parking garage. I'm like, they're like, why would you put it on the ramp? Like the steep ramp going up into it? I'm like, no, that's what a parking garage is, a parking ramp in the Midwest. Anyway, those are just funny things. I love hearing all the different things you guys are sharing. Those are awesome. And I love that Tracy says she does not have an accent in northern Minnesota, because I am pretty sure that is not true. I've been in northern Minnesota many times. Y'all have accents. Casserole versus hot dish. Is my sister going to craft today? So this is funny, sort of. We've been on a mission to get all these things done. My sister starts a new job next week, so she wanted to come visit before she started her new job, and so we've been taking care of like all these little random errands. So she's getting her dog groomed while she's down here, which we were trying to do yesterday because they had openings, but we couldn't because we couldn't get her stupid vaccination records till today. And then she wanted to get a pedicure. And so she's at my place getting a pedicure right now. Then she's taking her dog, and then Carl is making dinner for all of us because we're all kind of busy. He worked the lunch shift today, so that's really sweet. I'm very excited about. So anyway, I said you should make an appearance, and hopefully she will. I did take a picture of the two of us painting. We held up our little paintings from earlier today. They're still, I'm sure they're dry by now, but we were waiting for things to dry. If you guys are in my Paint with Dina, it's patient pants time. Because half of watercoloring is letting things dry, it turns out. I had no idea that when I got started, but anyway. And also, there seems to be like a storm blowing through. Literally, it was sunny a few minutes ago, and then I went upstairs because my sister has a little dog, and it is barking. And I'm like, why is the dog barking? Because I knew Andy had taken our dogs to the park. They're not down here. I can say that word. Usually we spell it in this house. But anyway, her dog was barking. I'm like, why is she barking? And it, like, the wind blew, like, kicked up all of a sudden. So anyway, yes, Carl is sweet. They were saying such nice things about him when we went to have lunch, and we left him a big tip, like, between my sister and I. So that was sweet. Oh, Susan, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Susan, I have actually talked to you before on the phone, and you for sure have an East Coast accent. I know that for a fact, and that is a very distinct accent, which I love. And also, I have some friends who live in Boston, another distinct accent, but different from the New York accent, that's for sure. All right, guys, I think we've chit-chatted enough about this. I love hearing your stories, though. Those are so awesome. Oh, and Jersey, that is also an accent, isn't it? It's kind of like New York, but a little, maybe a twinge different, too. That's very fun. I laugh, too, because my mother-in-law lived in New Jersey and New York for a while. She's from the Midwest, and then lived in London for several years. And the sayings they had in London were so different, or had the meanings of like sayings had such different meanings from the US. So like they would say that they're going to table a conversation, and that meant they were going to talk about it more. And here that means we're going to wait and talk about it later. And so she said it was actually, for having the same language being of English, she said the meaning of many things or phrases were totally different, and that caught her off guard, which I kind of giggle about because she's usually about the smartest person in the room. That's where Andy gets his brains from. Well, both of his parents are incredibly intelligent, so luckily Carl got that from his dad. I like to think I bring a certain amount of street smarts and delight to my children's genetic makeup. And I would say that I'm not stupid, but he's like scary smart, as is Carl. Actually, this is hysterical, you guys. I was asking my daughter about ChatGPT because everybody talks about how you can use it like in your business and stuff. And I haven't really liked it that much because it doesn't have my voice. And I feel like I have like my voice, my personality comes through in what I write. Anyway, so I was asking how ChatGPT works, and so I asked, so like I know Ella uses it for, I don't even know how she uses it, but she uses it for different things. We were talking about Kelly, my friend Kelly Atchison. Her daughter uses it as a teacher for different things, like help me write a letter home to parents about a disruptive kid in my class or something like that. And so it's like it helps you start and then you can like customize it, I guess. I find it's just easier for me to write stuff, but anyway. Um, so I asked Carl if he uses ChatGPT. And what made me just so laugh is he goes, not really, but people call me ChatGPT. And I just had to laugh because it's so true. If you needed to ask a question, like he is so smart. He just will hear a fact or hear something once and remember it. And so that just so cracked me up when he said that. I will also say that uh, he that does not apply to things like remembering to clean your room or close the garage door when you come home or things like that. He's pretty good though. Anyway, I'm sure any of you with teenage boys in your lives can probably have similar stories. Okay, Barb says, I believe only people from Akron, Ohio know what a devil strip is. Well, tell us. You can't leave us hanging. Barb, that's just mean. Come on. I got to know what that is. I used to make Pixar characters from my family pictures. Oh, that's funny. Like from with ChatGPT. Is that how they make all these baby videos? Like I watched like all these movies being reenacted where the characters were babies and it was pretty funny, including Friends, by the way. The one I loved, oh, what was it that I sent to my husband because it was so funny? Oh, I know. The scene from Princess Bride where they're getting married and the guy, the priest guy goes marriage and it was a baby. Oh, that was funny. Okay. Dorothy says I talk too much. 20 minutes in. Well, Dorothy, I'm so sorry. Gosh, that is just horrible for you to have to hear fun stories about my family. I do apologize. We will stamp here in just a minute. If you want to come back and fast forward through the talking, you be my guest. But you know what? That's how these lives work because I'm trying to form a relationship with you guys, my viewers, and I love hearing from you, just like I hope you love hearing from me. So that's just kind of how I roll. Okay, but Barb, you need to tell us about the devil strip. You've left us hanging. I just don't know what that is, and I really need to know. Okay, so today we do have some fun projects, though. I'm very excited, including a, oh, here we go. Devil strip is the grass strip between the curb and the sidewalk. Rumor has it if the kids played in that part of the lawn, the devil would get them. Oh my gosh. I would never have guessed that, Barb. But I'm so glad you told us that. I was thinking the devil strip. I was thinking like waxing strips or something like that. Oh my gosh, that just cracks me up. I would never have guessed the grass between the sidewalk and your yard. That's funny. Okay. Did any of you guys know that? Or that is truly an Akron, Ohio thing? I can't wait to hear that. That is, I just think in a million years I would not have guessed that. So, oh my gosh. Okay. So I have to laugh. All right, I've got a couple of announcements and reminders. So first off, next week, our sunrise sailing class comes out. And can I just say, like, I got my projects like finalized. Like, well, I shouldn't. I was working on my videos today. And I think I'm amazing. I'm really excited about my cards. They're really pretty. So I hope you'll join us for that one. It's going to be really good. And it is such a beautiful bundle to work with. It's got that hybrid embossing folder. So it's this one. And then it's got the folder and the dies and everything. And we have some really fun cards. Both cards that would be great for your masculine card needs, as well as kind of anything. Pardon me. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And then, well, actually, I should flip my screen. Sorry. The other thing I'm going to do is flip this around. So give me one sec. Sorry, you're going up my nose. Okay. Oh, don't look at my messy desk. You saw nothing. All right. Okay. So the sunrise sailing class is coming out. There should be a link to this in the description of this video. So this is, all of our classes are pre-recorded, so they're not live. You will receive a PDF with links to all the videos, and then if you purchase a kit, that it will ship the week of the 23rd, and the class will be posted the week of the 23rd or emailed out to you the week of the 23rd. So it's a great class. So get registered for that. We also have going on with Stampin' Up all month long is our sweet sale, and the sweet sale is all sweets and sweet products are buy one get one 50% off, and it's such a great deal, especially if you have more than one sweet on your list. You literally can save like $60 or $70. So it's a really great deal depending on, the sweets that you're getting. You can also save on sweet products. So for instance, I'm going to show you some designer series paper today from a suite that you could get buy one, get one 50% off. Just remember that whatever you order, the lowest price item is automatically what will be 50% off. So if you want 2 sweets and some DSP, get the DSP separate from the sweets. It's a great time to partner up with somebody to place your order. That way you'll get the 50% off. If you have 2 sweets, you'll get 50% off of one of them. And then if you have like DSP and or embellishments that you want, then place that on a separate order so that those will be discounted in and your suite will get discounted on an order. If you're not sure what that means, just please let me know. I'm happy to explain it. But it's a great deal because we've never had anything quite like this. So that's pretty awesome. This includes like DSP, bundles that are part of suites, ribbon that are part of suites, embellishments that are part of suites, of course, paper, which is my favorite, embossing folders that are part of suites. If the products are in stock, most everything is. There are just a couple of exceptions that have sold out, but it's a really great deal. And of course, when you order through me at the Creativity Cave, you become a VIP member. If you spend $20 or more, you get Stampin Rewards from Stampin Up, 10% back that you can use on a future purchase. You can save it and save up your bank of rewards and then use it. You can use them as you go, whatever you want. They're good for a year. When you spend $35 or more, you get invited to our Stamp Happy Party. And we made some really awesome cards at our Stamp Happy Party. And I'm super excited because I'm sending mine to somebody. I don't know if we've made that announcement yet, so I'm not going to say to who, but I will say it could be somebody who's watching today. I think she watches me typically on Mondays. Anyway, so that's exciting. And our Stamp Happy Party is such a fun event where Barb, Kelly, and I are live all together at the same time. I mean, that's always a good time. And then we each make a project for you based on a certain card design. We've been doing fun folds so far, so that's fun. And we show you how to do it, and then we each do our own take on that project. So it's a lot of fun. And then, of course, if you spend $50 or more, you'll also get the All-Star Video Class Bundle. And this month, it is for celebratory sips, and this is a really awesome PDF. So it's a great deal. Really awesome projects in this one. So I think you'll enjoy it. And then, is that all my stuff? Oh, one more important note. By request, we are going to be using my bundle, the Pretty Perennials, for the July Sunshine and Creativity Delivered box. So you would need to be subscribed to it by the end of June. Okay. And I do have some stamp sets and very limited number of dies available, and you can get this class if you register, and then I will give priority to my remaining stock of my stamp sets and dies to people who are registered for this. And so that is coming out in July, but you need to subscribe by June. You can cancel whenever you want. And it's my monthly subscription box, which is really awesome. You get 5 to 6 projects. Let's be honest, there's no way I'm not doing 6 on this one. You get all the pre-cut cardstock. You get fun goodies to use to create your projects in your box. You get a little treat. We always have something fun. And then you will also receive a cute little quote on a card that we stamp, which are really fun to collect. And when you are a subscriber for 6 months, you can enjoy a lovely gift bag full of fun goodies. That changes every 6 months. So it's a really great class that I've been doing now for, we're coming up on starting our 4th year or our 5th year. Oh my goodness, I would have to look. I'm not sure. I want to say it might be our 5th year coming up this fall. Maybe 4. Maybe we're completing 4 years in September. I can't remember. Anyway, it's pretty exciting. So if you are new to me, this is the set I designed in honor of my $1 million sales achievement, which came out, I want to say in 2019, maybe. Well, yeah, I think it was right before COVID that the set actually came out. So I love this set. I'm very excited about it. And I think maybe it came out in 2020. I can't remember. But long story short, it's my favorite, obviously. And I am excited to kind of come back and play with this again. It'll be a lot of fun. I haven't actually used it for a hot second. So we're going to make a card with it today so you can get a touch of a feel for it. Okay, so let's get stamping. First and foremost, I have a couple of simple cards, one kind of putsy card. So one of the things I just got, which I thought would be really fun to use, is this stamp set that has a die. Where did I put it? Oh, for goodness sakes. Oh, no, that's not it either. What did I do with it? Oh, here we go. I'm like, I seriously have this sitting here. How could I have lost it? Okay, so this is the More Messages stamp set. And the way this works is it's one stamp set and one die. And then that cuts a whole bunch of pieces out. So it's pretty cool. So let me just show you. I set this up in my Stamparatus, which I know is not available, but I know many of you have a stamp positioner. If not this one's another similar one. So I set my stamp up in here and then ran the die through my die cut machine, which is awesome. And I just wanted to show you kind of how I'm doing this. So I have these my two magnets on here are actually holding where the cardstock goes, but I'm going to put a Post-it note right here just to hold the paper in place so it doesn't move on me. So I'm not using the magnets to hold the paper. I'm using it as a guide to where to put the paper so that the stamp lines up in it, if that makes sense. And then what I thought I would do is take... And actually, we're going to do our other card first, and I'll show you why in a second. So what I thought would be cool to do with this is take some colored cardstock to use to die cut some of my words. Okay, so rather than stamping all the words in a color, which I most certainly could do, I am instead just putting scraps of cardstock on my die here in where the word is that I want to die cut. Okay, so for instance, I'm going to do this like oblong piece right here, which I can't pick up. Okay, but I'm going to place this right here. Oh, that's not where it goes though. Right here. Luckily, it's a puzzle. Okay, so congratulations is right there. And I want to stamp that in some black ink on this little scrap that I die cut of bubble bath ink. And what's really awesome is that it's going to, when I ink it up, it's going to line up with my cardstock really nicely. Now, this is kind of dirty, so... Oh, did I do that right? I think so. Yes, I did. Oh, it's a miracle. But now, look, I just got this one word in that color instead of all the words in that color, because you might want them, but you might not. Okay, so I've got congratulations. Then I thought it would be kind of fun to do a few other words. So I believe this one I picked out was one. But I actually decided I wanted to die cut another couple of words. So we're going to quick do a piece of Flirty Flamingo, or not Flirty Flamingo, what am I saying? So this is Bubble Bath. By the way, if you're like, what is she talking about? It's all going to make sense in a minute here. So I wanted to show you how I was going to die cut these. I did a couple ahead of time, but now we got to finish. And I'm going to take, and for my next one, as you can see, I've got my die cutting edge facing up here on my platform. Then I've got this scrap, and I'm going to put the scrap over the area I want to die cut. So I have to look at my stamp set for a second here to see. The words are, well, I'll turn this around so the words are oriented correctly. So the words are, well, like this word is this die, this word is this die, this word. So now I can figure out what I want. So I want to do congratulations. So I think time to celebrate is a good word. So I'm going to put that up here. And then I also have way to go. I already have a piece die cut for that one in some berry or bubble bath. And then another color I could use is, ooh, maybe some balmy blue, because that's going to coordinate with my designer series paper. Oh, and look, I have a scrap. So I think You're Simply Incredible, that would be fun. So we can take all these words and add them to our card, and they're all words that kind of go with the word congratulations. That's what I'm going for here. So hopefully that makes sense. So this is a really awesome way to use up your scraps. Okay, so I have the die facing up so I can see where to put the pieces. Again, I've already done a couple of these. And then I'm going to put my other plate on top and then run it through my machine. Okay. So when I do that, I get these extra pieces. And then when I go to do my stamping, I can put them all in at one time, the ones that I want, and they'll be in different colors. And then we can use that to make our card. Okay. And then the first time, let me just show you. The first time I did it, I just did black words, black ink with white paper, and I got all of these different words. Now, the fun thing about this is I can save these pieces and put them in a clear envelope and store them in my stamp set case so that I can use them down the road in the future. All right, so let's bring back our stamp here. So we've got this piece. We need to do this piece right here. And then we also did this one, which goes up here. Okay, so I've got 3 more words that I'm going to stamp. I could have done the congratulations all at the same time, but I just realized now I could have. But you get the idea. So we'll ink this up again. And yes, I'm going to get ink on my Stamparatus, and that's okay. I can wipe that off later. Just making sure my paper is where it should be. Looks good. We'll stamp this down. It feels a little weird, but it's going to be awesome. And then here are our words. I'm going to try and pick them up, goodness. And then we're going to make a card from this, which I think you're going to like. Oh, we have a special guest here. So you guys are going to love meeting my sister. Hold on.
It's pouring out.
Is it?
And I had to come through the back.
Well, stop. It's okay. Okay, ready? I'm going to flipping my camera, friends. This is my sister, Lisa.
Hi.
I was telling them how we watercolored.
We did. It was really fun.
And then I was telling them, what were we saying that the Minnesota accent came out on?
Yeah.
Was that it? Look, see, they're all saying hi to you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Can you guys tell we're sisters? I thought it was something else. I didn't think it was yeah. Don't you know?
Don't you know? I'm from Minnesota.
That was pretty good.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Have you guys ever seen Charlie Burns? And I'm sorry, my thing is probably crooked. He is hysterical. What did I watch?
He's from Wisconsin.
I know, but it's similar.
Yeah.
He did a video that was really funny the other day, and I was going to send it to you. I don't know if I did.
Oh. Well, I need to get Lucy to the groomer.
Oh, yeah, you
Like
do,
right
don't
away.
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
How's your pedicure? Ooh, blue.
Yeah, yes.
Love
right.
it.
Have fun stamping.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Okay. There, you got to meet my sister. Who do you think's older? She's probably like, great, ask him that after I leave. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera again. I love that you guys got to meet her, though. All right, back to our card. Okay, here we are. All right, so we've got our words here. So let's make these words into a cute card. And you guys are probably going to be a little surprised when you see what it ends up being. I think you might be. Anyway, I'm going to start with a bubble bath card base. So we'll give that a good crease. And yeah, but none of you guys said who you think is older. Okay, I'm kind of dying to know. Okay, then I've cut a piece of 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 inch DSP. This is from the Lovely Garden DSP, which I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm about 95% sure it's part of the Sweet Sale. Okay, so this is DSP that coordinates. And then I'm going to layer it onto a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 black. But first, I'm actually going to punch a 2-inch circle from this layer because we're going to cover it up. Okay. So we'll layer these 2 pieces together like so. And then, and I love this little kind of random polka dotted pattern. Very cute. Okay, and then we're going to take this circle, which was 2 inches, and we're going to layer it with a piece of DSP. And we're going to punch that out with our 1 7/8 inch circle punch. Now, this was new in the annual catalog. It was not available when the catalog went live, but it became available maybe a week or 2 ago. So mine just came, and I was very excited to play with it. So I've got this on here, and you can see I chose this design right here, and I'm putting this flower kind of so that it's up near the top of the circle, and then the bottom area will give me some space to do my sentiment. All right, and this will all make so much sense. My sister is older. You're right, she is. You guys got it. They are young. Thanks for saying that. You're sweet, Joan. I was going to say she's 55, but that's not true. She's 56. I'm 51, so we're 5 years apart. When we were 16, well, when I was 16 and she was 21, people thought we were twins, and I loved that. I don't know that she did, but I did. Okay, so there is our flower. So pretty. And then we're going to take our congratulations and add it to our card. But if you don't like that congratulations, we could use, because originally when I did this, I did the white. I can't decide. Oh, maybe I like the colored one better. Yeah, the colored one. We're going to do that. Okay, but I also want to add to this a little bit of twine. So I'm going to use my black linen, or not linen thread, my black, what is it called? Baker's twine. Here we go. This is from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. So I'm going to tie this around. Joan, you're 20 years older. No way. Who would have thought? Okay, so I'm going to wrap this around a couple of times. I want a bow, and I'm probably going to have the bow be like right here. So I'm leaving a little tail so that I can tie a bow. And oh my goodness, Dina, you can do this. Well, hopefully. There we go. So there is my end piece. Oh, I'm excited. You know, this rain would have been really nice yesterday because we were trying to pull weeds and the ground was kind of dry and it was not easy. Let me tell you. Okay, and I want to have this a little bit closer to the side here. There we go. Actually, yeah, that'll be all right. We can always change it if we need to. So I'm just tying a bow right there. And if you need to, try and find another person with a finger to hold that in place for you. But, oh, doesn't that look pretty? And this DSP is just so pretty. Okay, obviously we're popping this up. I mean, of course we would. Like that. I haven't adhered it because I just want to make sure everything's good. Oh, yeah. Love it. So we'll add this. All right. There we go. And I'm just going to stretch these out just a touch. Oh, so cute. Okay, and then I'm going to add my congratulations. This is a good use of those edge pieces of your dimensionals. We'll pop this up on here, and it's just so cute, right? All right, then I'm going to adhere this to my card. And then we're going to decorate the inside of our card as well. So I thought it would be fun to take another little hunk of this designer series paper. And since my sample when I was making this card originally was out of this spot right here. So I thought I'd take some of this edge piece to put on the inside of my card. So let me quick cut that. And so I'm going to do like, actually I'll do like a 1-inch hunk of it, which ends up with this goofy piece. So we'll just cut that off. So let me grab my inside panel, which I think is right here. So I'm going to add this piece to my card like this. And then we've got these words that are going to match. So I'm going to put all of these right here, and then they'll kind of coordinate, which is really fun. Oh, I love it. Okay, so I'm going to scooch this off. I'm going to run a line of adhesive on here, and then place my piece of beautiful DSP on here, like so, giving it just some space. And then we'll trim off this excess. I must have a pair of scissors, just this one right here next to me. Okay. This DSP it's called the Lovely Garden, and is an online exclusive. And I'm trying to decide if it's part of the sweet sale or not. I can't tell you off the top of my head, but I feel like it is. I don't know though for sure. So don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But I'm just going to add these pieces that, again, we die cut and stamped individually, which was just super handy. So how fun is that to put on the inside of our card? And honestly, this would be a pretty outside of a card. I mean, this could be a card front for sure. But I thought you guys would like this. Isn't that gorgeous? Now we just need to bling it up a little. So I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use these in color pearls because they're just so pretty. The pink ones they're technically pretty in pink, but I think they would work, as would the Petunia Pop ones. But I think I'm going to go with the pretty in pink because I think they are definitely close enough to this to match. And look at how beautiful that all is. Oh. So we used the new 1 7/8 inch circle punch with the 2-inch black circle punch. That's a punch we've had for quite some time. And then we added those sentiments that we die cut from our More Messages stamp set and coordinating die. So I love that this die, it actually goes like that, cuts out all these words, and it does work. So this is actually shrunk a little bit to fit on the, it's 90% of its actual size to fit on the stamp case, but it fits all these words really nicely, and it works really well. I love the different shapes too. So we're going to use this die on our next card as well. So let me take a second to switch, but that is our first card. Now our second card, and I say this because I didn't have a ton of time to prep for this because I've been busy with, between Father's Day activities and my sister being here and getting ready for my mom, which is going to be a lot. So here we go. I'm going to fold my card base in half. This is Berry Burst, and then I'm going to use some more Floral Designer Series paper. This one is from Celebratory Sips, which is for sure part of the Sweet Sale. Celebratory Sips DSP is just gorgeous, and it works really awesome with the bundle or without, to be completely honest. So you don't have to have that bundle to make such good use of it. I believe we used it on a card, I think last week. I can't remember my cards last week because so much has happened since then. But anyway, it's great paper. It's not the first time I've shared it. So I started with this piece. This is 3.5 inches square, and I thought it was just so pretty. So then I cut a 2-inch wide strip of this piece, which is actually the same piece, just the other side. And I'm going to just cut a little snip into this and create my little banner end with my snips. And then we're going to attach this to our card, kind of like that, I suppose. So let me get some paper. And I love this pattern of paper in particular because, hello, these are watercolored flowers. I actually want to paint them because I totally could paint them. And if you want to learn how to paint them, you should join Stamp with Dina. Ooh, maybe that would be a lesson for this month, is stamping these. Yeah, Okay. Anyway, I digress. So I've got my piece of designer series paper. I'm going to place that on my card as well. And I want to pop this whole layer up. I thought about adding a layer of cardstock around it, and I just ultimately decided against it because I didn't want to take away from everything. I don't know. You certainly could, though. But I thought just the way my card is going, that would be no big deal. And then we're going to take that same stamp set and die, I guess bundle, and we're going to add a sentiment. So I stamped and die cut the always here for you, which I love. And then I thought, oh, I really want this to stand out. So how could I make it stand out on my card? And my answer to that was to take one of the other pieces that's the same shape, but a different size. So this one's a little skinnier. There's also this one, which is a little smaller, but it's not as big a difference. So I kind of liked this one better. And what I'm just going to do is snip this in half. So I just die cut this out of the die plain. And then I'm going to adhere it to the back of my little sentiment piece. So this is kind of like a little layer to kind of make my sentiment stand out a little bit more on my card. And you can see that just works perfect. We're going to make sure it's kind of sticking out about the same amount on either side. And then we can add this to our card. Okay, well, I finished off a sheet of dimensionals, so that was successful. I'm going to put a couple on there and I think one more in the middle just to make sure it stands up nicely. Oh, how pretty is that? So simple. This is such a great card if you needed a card kind of in a hurry. There you would have it. And then I'm going to kind of center it over this piece of DSP. So how pretty is that? It's on there crooked though, isn't it? Whoops. We'll straighten it out just for you guys because that's how we roll here. Oh, so cute. Love, love, love. Okay, then just like our first card, I think we need a piece of designer series paper to go on the inside that coordinates, which I did not cut. So we will cut here as soon as I can find the rest of my paper. I so uncharacteristically put it away. Silly me. Oh, but I do have a piece. That's too big. We can't put that giant piece in there. But we can cut a skinnier one. I'm sorry, I'm doing this kind of off my camera. So I'll put like a 3/4 of an inch strip. I like 3/4 of an inch because it's enough to give you, you know, the pattern of the paper, but it's not so much that you can't write inside your card. Okay. Ooh, that was really crooked, but that's okay. Then, just like our other card, I thought it would be nice to add a sentiment to the inside of this one as well. So I'm going to put, so that said, always here for you. And then I'm going to put, you can do anything. And if you wanted, you could take, and this doesn't really match, but I think we could make it work. So I'm just going to snip that in half like we did the first one. This is a little different shape from this sentiment, but I think it will work much in the same way. So let's get this in the view of the camera. I am glad you guys are loving these cards. They're so easy. And then just so you don't think I only make easy cards, our next card is going to be putsy, but awesome. So I hope you're going to love it. Okay, so then I'm going to pop this up. And I realize I'm doing like all floral cards today, but you know what? It's my live and I can do it if I want to. Oh, what am I doing? I don't want to pop this up on the inside of my card, but it's too late. It's already happening. Sorry. There we go. Oh, so nice. All right, we need to embellish a little here. So I think I'm going to take some linen thread and add a little linen thread bow onto this card. I think I will do a double length. I could even do a triple length linen thread piece. I just have to say though, how awesome is it that my sister helped me do yard work? She said she enjoys the accomplishment of weeding, and our yard has a ton of landscaping, which is really funny because when we were looking for houses, my husband's like, I want a house with not so much landscaping, and that is not what we got. But she was helping, and oh my gosh, those sticker, you know, weeds with the stickers on it. Oh. And then I also have a rose bush, which I don't even know how it's still alive because I have 0 green thumbs. You can see, no green. They're still alive, which is kind of a modern day miracle. And I was trying to trim those, like the dead chunks of them off. And that can be very dangerous because those little thorns on a rose bush, like, wow, they have some staying power. They were still coming for me yesterday, despite my leather garden gloves and everything. Okay. I love how Dina gives a slight curl to the paper. Oh, yes. I love dimension in my cards for sure. And I think it makes a lot of difference. Now, normally I would not pop this up. I just wasn't thinking. You know, I love to pop things up, but not on the inside of cards. But we're going to do that, and hopefully no one will really know the difference. Okay, so let's embellish this one. We could probably use those same pearls, but what else do I have that's pretty? No. Oh. No. Oh. Actually, I think I am going to go with the pearls. No. Oh. Okay. Oh, I know what well, I'm going to use these. These are the holographic resin dots. Gosh, I had embellishment indecision. That is no good. I was struggling. I love these because they kind of go with, ooh, yeah, that is the right choice. They kind of go with everything, and they're so pretty. And they add a nice little shimmer to this whole thing. So there we go. I've got 2, 3. Oh, and they just go with whatever, which is really awesome. So I love that. Okay. And there's the inside. There we go. So that was our second card. So both of those featured the More Messages bundle. Now we're going to switch gears. And we're going to go to the most awesome bundle ever. I mean, I don't want to say ever, but I mean, right up there. And that is going to be with my Pretty Perennials bundle. So I have not actually played with this in some time, but I thought we could pull together a fun color combination. So shout out if there's a color you would like me to use, and then we'll build the color combination from that. I've actually created a card that is pretty neutral in terms of the design, so it could work with any color combo. We need about 4 or 5 colors, so just holler if there's a color that you would like to use. So I've got a half sheet of thick white cardstock as my card base. That's always a good start to a card. Then I have die cut the largest perennial postage die cut, and I am going to then build my card from there. So I decided to put a layer on here just because you'll see in a minute, that's kind of how my card came together. So this is again, basic beige on basic beige. And Laura said, Petunia Pop, you have got it, Laura. All right, so then what I did is I die cut these 4 postage stamps. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. No, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 perennial postage dies. And that sort of makes kind of a little collage, if you will. And I think that looks super cute. But I decided I wanted to be able to see those white edges like on a real postage stamp. So then I decided to cut a coordinating piece of cardstock. And because I know y'all are going to say, well, what are the sizes of the cardstock? I did write them down, but did I keep the piece of paper I wrote them down on? Oh, I did. It's kind of messy, but so these pieces are 1 3/8 by 2 1/8. That's got to be this one. 7/8 by 1 3/4, 1 1/4 square, and then just under a 1/2 inch by 1 1/4. Okay, so those are the coordinating pieces of white. And these are what we're going to stamp on so that we have the white postage showing. So I'm going to move all of this out of the way. And then we're going to stamp on these 2 pieces or 4 pieces. Okay, so all right, so Petunia Pop. And then I'm looking at some of these other colors. Coastal Cabana, Pretty Peacock, Darling Duckling, Berry Burst, Lost Lagoon, and Pretty Peacock. Okay, so I am thinking we'll do Petunia Pop. I don't know that Darling Duckling's going to make it. I'm sorry. But I kind of like the idea of Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock being in there. And then I need a green, and I'm going to go with Old Olive. So that looks really good. And then if we need another color, we could do like Bubble Bath or Berry Burst, either end if we needed a lighter or a darker. So, okay, that was great. You guys gave me some good colors. Rosie said, Pool Party, Petunia Pop, Strawberry Slush, and Secret Sea. Ooh, I don't know. I'm feeling this one. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to stamp a little something different on each of these using my stamp set stamps. And then we're going to put our card together. So it's going to be pretty awesome, I think. Okay, so on one of these, we're going to do Petunia Pop. Okay, so I'm going to take my biggest one, and we for sure need some scrap paper to make this all come together. So let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to put a couple of these. So pretty. And this is one of those stamps that kind of has some texture built into the design. So these lighter and darker areas are on purpose. That's how the stamp is. Okay, so that looks pretty good. We could even fill it in with a little bubble bath. I almost said berry burst, but that was not right. Okay, so I'm just kind of filling in the background with some bubble bath. Just like that. Very cute. And reminder, this is the stamp set I'm using for my Sunshine and Creativity Delivered July box. So subscribe during June to get it. That was my shameless plug for it. Okay, next up, this is like a 2-part little stamp. So we're going to take, let's see, here we go, the stems. And then the little berry thingies go on top. So I think I'm going to do the stem in Old Olive. Like that. And then the berries in Pretty Peacock. And they just fit right on top like that. Oh, so cute. And we could actually do this once again and do the other color. So let me quick clean this. Okay, so so this is part of what I love about using this stamp set. And I think I'm going to do the berries first in Lost Lagoon. And then we'll add in the stems. What I love about doing my set now is like we have all these colors and things we didn't have before. So I think it's going to be really fun to have, you know, to play with these stamps with, you know, different colors, different products available now than were available back when it came out. Okay, then over here, I feel like maybe we need some berry burst. We could, ooh, you know what we could throw in here? Oh, this is going to be very cool. We could get, let's see, we could get some Secret Sea in the mix of this. Let's see here. Trying to think how I want to do this. I think I'm going to do, this is so big. I'm going to use a smaller one. Okay. And I'm going to stamp off twice and kind of fill this out. Like so. And then I'll do my detail in full strength, Secret Sea over the top. How's that for fun? And I kind of love this because if you don't get it exactly lined up, it doesn't really matter. Like you can't tell. That was pretty good. Okay, so there's that. And then last but not least, we have this little piece. And I want to stamp it with some leaves. I'm going to do these little ones. Okay, so I'm going to stamp off the leaves and just sort of fill this out. And there we go. Like so. Okay. Then in the center of these, I'm also going to do one of my center stamps. And there's these dots. I think I'm going to do the dots. And I'll do that in some Secret Sea. Ooh, this was a awesome color combination we built up here, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Love it. Okay. Now, I'm really digging this. But wait, there's a little more we need to do. Okay, so, excuse me, first off, oh, nope, not that one. I wanna, take, this is sort of a blue. Let's see if we can get the right color. I'm going to take some Secret Sea. I'm actually, well, if you have a cloud cover pad, you could do that, or a spot, but I'm going to take some Secret Sea that I'm getting most of the ink off of, and I'm just going to kind of go around this. I'm just adding a little bit of light color to kind of make, what I'm trying to do is create a nice contrast when we put this on our postage stamp that's nice and white. Okay, so there's that one. Then I'm going to take Olive and do the same thing. All right. So I've got Olive. We're going to get rid of all that ink because sometimes you get a lot of ink on here because we want it to be a little light. So I'm using a light touch, just putting a little color down, and then it'll really stand off on my postage stamps. We've got those two done. Let's do some, this has Petunia Pop on it. Gonna keep it real, oh, it's already pretty light, I think. Here we go. This one doesn't need a ton because we've got plenty of color on there already, but we're just gonna fill it out. And finally, this one, we're gonna do some Lost Lagoon. I would say I don't really have a Lost Lagoon brush, but I've got a nice virgin brush here. that my dirty hand is getting ink on, but that's okay. And we'll do this with Lost Lagoon, which is one of my closed ink pads. That figures, doesn't it? Okay. Let's see here. This is always tricky on a brand new blending brush. I'm going to have just a little bit of color on here. Not too much, but I think it's going to look amazing. Patricia said she's really loving Secrecy. Oh, same. Oh, you guys are saying you love the Pretty Perennials. I do too. I do. It is, I'm proud of what we created together. Of course, I would have loved a die for the word happy, but that just didn't work out. I can't even remember why that was anymore, but it just wasn't in the cards. So it goes. But let's put this together. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of my paper. Okay, so then I've got these coordinating pieces again. And if you're just joining us, I did do the dimensions on these a minute ago. I did read them out. So you can just kind of rewind the video. Okay, but now look at that. Oh, it's amazing. And the dimensions are a little bit weird because I think one of them was like just under ½ inch. So this is just a little less. It's like one notch smaller than ½ inch, but not a, so it's not 3, it's between 3/8 and ½ I don't know what that is. I mean, I could figure it out, but I don't know off the top of my head what that is. It's too complicated for me. Okay, so then we've got this piece on here. And don't you think the white looks great? Just that little bit of ink blending really added such a nice touch to this card. So I think it is going to be a lot of fun. Oh, and I am just so excited to hear all of you guys excited about my revisiting Pretty Perennials. It is such a good set, if I can just say, even though that is not the name I wanted. Happy Flowers. Okay, so now I've got my cardstock layers here, the basic beige, and I love that we use basic beige, especially with the colors we ended up using. So lovely. Oh, and don't these look fantastic on here? Now what I want to do is kind of arrange them. They don't have to be perfect. I don't even want them perfect, but I want there to be a little bit of room down here for us to add a sentiment. I thought about putting a sentiment like on one of these squares, but I think we'll do it underneath. So let's see. I don't even remember the sentiments in my stamp set. Sending lots of, and then we could put happy on the inside. I like that. Okay, so I think we'll stamp that in some Secret C, because of course that's a nice dark, rich color. And then of course on the inside we'll do happy. So I'm gonna put it down here, and then we can add some ribbon to this, which might be fun. Okay. All right, now I'm sure you know we're popping all these up. I mean, right? But I also did a little fun die cutting. Sometimes I'm amazed I even came up with this card today, just because so much stuff is happening here at my house. But I'm very excited about it. Let's see. Margaret says, has anyone complained that an embellishment came with one different gem? I ordered the holographic resins, and one gem in the middle looks like a different, like a diamond. Oh, well, that's odd. I'm not sure having just one gem off is probably warranting of a complaint, but that's kind of wild. I wonder if maybe it got broken or something. That's kind of crazy. I'm not sure how that would happen, Margaret. Okay, so we've got these in here, but now, and by the way, aren't you proud of me? I have not adhered this yet, and usually I get all excited and prematurely adhere things, but I have not done that yet. Okay, so I die cut a couple of the dies from this set because I thought it would be kind of fun to put them like in the background. So like we could put this right there, and we could put this right here, and then we could put this like right there, just to add a little fun. So cool. Okay, and then I'm going to add some ribbon right across here. Okay, so I'm going to have to commit to adhering these pretty quick here. You don't want to mess it up, you know what I mean? Okay, so it's just a little touch, and I'm just kind of adhering it underneath my dimensionals, so it's not like there's a ton of adhesive happening here. Please be straight. Whew. And that is in there, so that's, oh no, it's not. Never mind. We're gonna have to stick that one down with a glue dot. Let's see. Put that one right there, leaving enough room. So proud of myself for designing this. It just made me kind of fall in love with this one all over again. I might have to pop that in with a glue dot. We'll do that here in just a second. And then this kind of takes up this like weird space that makes everything not line up quite right. So I love that as well. Oh, well that just sounds like a freak situation, Margaret. I'm not sure what the deal is. Okay. Oh, so cute. But oh, let's get this one in there. So I just think these little die cuts just add that little something something, if you know what I mean. That one's going to stick out a little bit, and that's just fine. Okay, so now we're going to add some ribbon. Secret C, of course, because it's just going to tie it all together. Okay, and I'm just going to do a little knot. No fancy bows. This card has enough happening on it. Holly says, what stamp is this? It is an amazing stamp set. It's called Pretty Perennials. It is my $1 million stamp set. It is retired. It soul-crushingly retired after about 3 months, which was very harsh. And not long after that, they decided to make $1 million stamp sets last for like at least a year. And of course, everybody I talked to, and I hope they weren't just saying this because it was my set, but they told me they were really disappointed that Stampin' Up! Retired it so quickly. I, of course, wholeheartedly agreed with that sentiment, but it is what it is. However, I did order several, and I do have several available, so I will make them available first to the people who are joining me for my class, which is going to be in July. You need to register for it by the end of June to get the July box, and then I will make them available starting July, in July, for the people who are registered. Okay, so there we go. Oh, I'm loving this so much. Okay, and then of course this is going to go onto our card like that. But is this the right color card base? We might need to change it. Hold on 1 minute. Oh, gosh, I hope I have a piece of secrecy. Yes. Phew. Okay, now get ready. Do we want this to be on Secret Sea or Petunia Pop, which was kind of our first color for this one. Oh, I'm going to say Secret Sea. Sorry, no voting. Okay, so I hope this card will encourage you to register for our July box. Register by June. Sorry, I know I can't stop myself from shamelessly plugging it, but you understand, right? Okay, now just to really kind of tie it all together, I'm going to take and add a couple of these, and then we're going to decorate the insides. Now, there should be a link for this Sunshine and Creativity Delivered box in the description of this video. We're just going to add a few of these little flowers on here because you can never go wrong. And then we're going to attach this to our card. Oh my gosh, it's just glorious, isn't it? Okay. Look at that. I mean, it's just a little touch in the background, but it's something. Okay. Then we're going to take, and we, of course, have to decorate the inside. So since our card is no longer white, let me grab a piece of white. And sending lots of, so we're going to put happy, and it's going to probably go right there. But I wanted to add some of our flowers as well to this. So let's come back to those colors we were using. So I've got my Petunia Pop flower. That's Petunia Pop, right? Yes. And let me grab my scrap one more time. Lordy. Okay, so I've got my Petunia Pop. I've got my little dotty. Oh, I put all my ink pads away. No wonder I can't find them. Oh, well, I am just so excited to hear that you guys are going to use this set. I know I'm completely biased, but I really think it is a great set, and we've not had anything quite like it in some time. There was another set I really liked that was out at the same time called, what was it called? Painted? No. I'm not sure anymore of the name. But anyway, it was a good set. And if you can't get on my set, there's a couple other sets you can use that will look nice with this one. Where are my stems? Right here. There we go. Oh gosh, that's perfect stamping right there if I ever saw some. I'm going to add my little stamp here in Secret Sea, stamped off twice. We'll stick that right there, and then we'll do the detail over the top in Secret Sea. And oh my goodness, where did my other little stamp? Oh, it's over here. That one, and then last but not least, happy. It was so fun pulling the stamp set out again, though. Let me just tell you. And we'll stamp that right there. Like that. Oh, so cute. Okay, I do want to add a couple more leaves, though, because we got to fill these things out just a touch. You know what I mean? Just to add a little bit more greenery to this. I'm just going to put a few of these in here just to make it real nice. Ooh, I can smell dinner, you guys. It smells amazing. I love that my son can cook. I keep telling him he's going to score chicks with that skill. Okay. Oh, it is hard to believe my favorite color isn't on here. Well, we have a version. I shouldn't say a version, but you know, like a relative in our Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. But you're right, Susan. Sometimes you have to use other colors. But don't you worry, in my class there will be for sure at least one Coastal Cabana based card. I would never do one without. Okay, now I'm going to do one more little thing. Can anybody guess? I just got to find my marker. A little spritzing here. Not a lot, just a little. I'm holding it up. Ooh, so good. Okay. That, friends, is one fine card, isn't it? Oh, me likey a lot. So there you go. Oh, what a joy that was. All right. I wonder if that lady who doesn't like me talking is still here. I hope you enjoyed these projects if you're watching. Okay, so let me just share my projects from today. Ooh, they all kind of coordinate, mostly. These are what we made. Such fun projects. Sometimes I amaze myself because I seriously was like, what am I going to make today? And I love it. So, okay. Ba, 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 ba. Thank you guys so much for being here. I think it's dinner time, which is awesome. That makes me very happy. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you right back here next week where we will make more amazing projects for sure. A couple of reminders. Don't forget the June Stamping with the Creativity Cave Challenge is going on. You can join us. We made a really cool card with the Sunrise Sailing fun fold a couple weeks ago. So if you would like to create your own version of that and share it in our Facebook group, that would be awesome. Again, link in the description of this video. The Sunrise Sailing online class is coming out next week. And of course, the Pretty Perennials Sunshine and Creativity Delivered box. You just need to register by the end of the month to get in on that box, which will come out in July. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching the replay or watching me live, the thumbs up just would help so much. Thank you all so much for your support. I will see you next week. Bye.